And good evening once again as we start a new week, day 1299 of the Trump administration. 85 days to go now until our presidential election. By the way, we're about a month away from the very start of mail-in voting in our country. We'll keep tabs on that. This evening, after an eventful weekend at his New Jersey golf resort, a weekend in which the nation reached 5 million known coronavirus cases, Donald Trump was back at the White House podium. Here's a look at what he wanted to talk about first.
I thought I'd start by talking about some mail-in voting. Our system's not equipped for it. The post office is not equipped for it. And people should vote like they did in World War I and World War II.
So that was our president, and about the 3-minute mark, the president was suddenly interrupted.
Hopefully soon. Excuse me?
Trump returned to the podium minutes later saying there was a shooting outside the White House that was, quote, under control. Indeed, the Secret Service confirms the shooting was officer involved a few blocks away, that the White House grounds were never breached. As Trump resumed the briefing, he praised the stock market's performance. He hailed the increase in used car sales, something he's mentioned 3 times now, and even claimed there was no reason the economy wouldn't grow by 20% in the third quarter. Eventually, he got back around to the pandemic.
We have a lot of great things happening in terms of the vaccines and therapeutics. I think we'll have a vaccine before the end of the year. I think at the end of a fairly short period of time, you're going to be in very, very good shape all over our country.
While there has been a decline in new cases in regions, parts of the Sun Belt, especially today, even Trump noted his administration is monitoring rising cases in places like Boston, Chicago, other parts of the Midwest. Tonight, the publication Stat News warns, quote, winter is coming, and that medical experts fear the window of opportunity to get control of the virus before flu season, before something truly Dickensian is rapidly closing. Another new report raising new concerns about the impact on our children at a time when parents are deciding whether to send their kids back to school. A study from the American Academy of Pediatrics finds at least 97,000 kids tested positive for the virus in just the last 2 weeks of July. The president was asked about that today.
Does that give you any pause about schools reopening for in-person learning?
Because they may have, as you would call it, a case, and maybe a case, but it's also a case where there's a tiny fraction of death, tiny fraction, and they get better very quickly. Yeah, they may have it for a short period of time, but as you know, the seriousness of it in terms of what it leads to is extraordinarily small, very, very much less than 1%.
So do you still believe that children are essentially immune?
Yeah, I think that for the most part they do very well. I mean, they don't get very sick.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.